Hi guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Since my name on here is just affirms, I figured we needed to have a quick affirming chat. Why, when, how, why do this instead of this? Like, what is the point of it? So let's get into what affirming is. It's literally just thinking or speaking. It's thinking what you want. So it can be something as simple as everything in my life is perfect, or the traffic is always clear when I drive. I know I've said this before, I get really bad driving anxiety, so I always, anytime I'm driving and I start to get a little anxious, I'm like, the roads are always clear for me, like blah, blah, blah. And I know like a lot of people don't have that issue, so I'm not saying you need to do that, but it's literally just a thought that you are implanting in your brain. And the reason behind it is that your subconscious can be swayed, okay? Your subconscious, it doesn't have eyes. It's not like your conscious mind where you are constantly taking in, oh, the sky is blue, oh, the grass is green, okay? But while you are using your conscious brain, so while you are saying the sky is blue, the grass is green, your subconscious is taking that information and saying, okay, this is how it is. So basically, the reason that you are affirming is so that you can kind of create the life that you want. Because if you tell your subconscious, the roads are always clear for me, the roads are always clear, the roads are always clear, it doesn't know whether that's true or not. It's like it's copying notes. Have you ever known somebody who like doesn't take notes in class, doesn't pay attention, and then just copies your notes down? It doesn't matter what you put on those notes, they are copying it down like it is fact. So if you write down that World War II was actually in 1830, that's what they're putting as true. And your subconscious is doing the same thing. It's literally just copying over from your conscious brain and seeing what your conscious brain is saying most of the time and saying, okay, this is true. So if I start saying like, the roads are always clear, the roads are always clear, that's what it's going to believe is true, and it's just gonna pump out more of that. So you have to be very careful with what you are thinking, because it's just going to pump more out of that. And the reason why affirming is such a great tool is because you can do it whenever. When you're looking at other methods like visualization, most people cannot be visualizing all day, all the time. You can't be like driving and just sitting there trying to visualize, or scripting. You can't be driving and scripting, you know? But affirming is literally just thinking. So you can do it whenever, wherever. I personally love doing it when I'm going on walks. I love doing it when I'm driving. I love doing it when I'm cleaning, when I'm doing anything boring. I like to do it. I also do it right before bed, right when I wake up, but those are little, I don't know how good those are because I usually end up falling asleep, but I try to do it as much as I can. I've also told y'all guys that I really love using these little, it's not gonna focus, these little tally counters. You can get them on Amazon. I just like them because they make like a clicking sound. So, and I like that. It just keeps me like, you know, on track, I guess. But I'm gonna give you a real life example of how affirming is just really good. Today, while I was in the gym, I was sitting in the locker room, and there's like a lounge area inside the locker room. And so I was sitting on my phone reading some documents on my phone, and one of the staff comes over to me and this other lady that's also sitting there, and it's like, someone reported that y'all were on your phones and you're not supposed to be on your phones in here. And basically was saying that like phone use inside the locker room isn't allowed, which I thought was kind of crazy. I've always seen signs for like no like photos or videos in the locker room, which is totally understandable. But these apparently were just like no phones allowed at all. I didn't know that. You know, a rule's a rule, whatever. But instantly I started getting kind of that victim mindset where I was like, kind of just thinking as like, you know, like this is so annoying, like I can't even like sit in here for 5 minutes, you know, like I never get a moment to just chill. And like, you know how it is when you get a little annoyed. So I just kind of started spiraling downwards where I was just like, you know, life sucks, blah, blah, blah. And so right when I caught myself doing that, I just immediately switched it. And I was like, no, everything in my life is perfect. And like, this happened in the span where this lady is still talking to me. So even while she is talking to me and I am absorbing what she's saying, I'm still able to say everything in my life is perfect, everything works out for me, blah, blah, blah. And it really helped to stop the spiral, okay? And you can use affirming with whatever. If it's an SP and all of a sudden you'll start getting in an argument, even though you are feeling these intense emotions, even though you were probably speaking, you know, kind of intense things, you can always still control your thoughts. You're always in control of your thoughts. So even no matter what's going on, you can kind of sit there and say, like, no, me and my SP have a perfect relationship. And I know this can be hard, so I'm not saying you will be perfect at doing this every time, but it's definitely a skill you can learn. It's like a muscle. What should you affirm for? Literally, you can do umbrella affirmations, which is like the everything in my life is perfect, everything works in my favor. You can do specific things. So if you want, you know, a certain outcome, if you were like, you know, I want 10,000 followers, you can repeat that to yourself all day. I have 10,000 followers. I have 10,000 followers. People are following me like crazy. Like, you can affirm that to yourself. And it's just as simple as that. And the best part is that even no matter what you are, most likely, unless you've just been doing this for forever, you are probably going to have a negative thought or two throughout your day. You can always affirm it away, which is nice. Now, I am not saying that wavering can be very difficult to kind of stop and say, no, this isn't how it is, but it is possible, especially through affirming. So when you have those negative thoughts coming in, you can say, no, this is the old story. This has nothing to do with me. And you can start repeating your new story. You can start saying, you know, just like I did, nope, everything in my life is perfect. And that's really the gift that affirming is you can do it all the time. And you can use it in addition to any other methods. If you like scripting, but you're only able to do it 10 minutes a day, do that scripting for 10 minutes a day and then robotically affirm throughout the day. Or if you're thinking about that, if, you know, let's say you're affirming for a marriage, you can, or let's say you're scripting for a marriage. You script and you write about this perfect person, and then the rest of the day, you're not thinking about it at all. Guys, that's going to probably be a little slow. Or you're doing that scripting for 10 minutes, and then the rest of the day you're thinking, I never find anybody, no one ever talks to me, like stuff like that. It's going to be very hard to get that quickly with just scripting. But if you start affirming, then you are just really laying it on thick to your subconscious that you have found this dream man, that y'all are getting married, that y'all are already married, And if it throws wavering thoughts at you, if it throws no, you've never met this man before in your life, you can immediately just say, yes, I did. You know, it allows you to kind of argue with your subconscious. So that is why I like it. If you're wondering how to do it, literally, it's just thinking the thought as if you already have it. Whatever it is you want, just say it as if you already have it, okay? And you can say it out loud. I know a lot of times I mouth it, I speak it, but you don't have to. You can do it wherever you want. You can literally just think it in your head. So it's very, very easy. Anyway, guys, that's all I have for today. And I hope you have a great day. Bye.